The best motherboards ensure that the PC you're building and all its components will reach their full potential. A motherboard is a PC's backbone or foundation, allowing your internals to interact with one another as well as run and even overclock better. Your choice of motherboard, therefore, will either make or break your PC. While the best motherboards may not be as sexy as the best graphics cards or processors, they're more important than other PC components out there. And, unless you want to rebuild your entire PC from scratch or if you're setting out to build a PC to rival the best PCs, make sure to budget properly for a quality board. To help you find the perfect board for your next PC, we've rounded up the best motherboards on the market. And now's the perfect time to invest, so let's start. Considering ASRock B460 Steel Legend motherboard. High-end motherboards get an outsized share of the attention when it comes to reviews, but mid-range platforms like ASRock's B460 Steel Legend $119.99 play an important role in the market. B460 is Intel's chipset for mainstream PC upgraders and builders of the 10th generation CPU family, and these boards are available at significantly lower prices than the flagship Z490-based models. And some, like this one, manage to look similar to their high-end counterparts, which matters if you're putting together a high-visibility PC on a budget. Though the 80X-size Steel Legend does have a few issues that we can live with, it has plenty to offer PC gamers and build enthusiasts on tight budgets looking to assemble a cost-effective Intel 10th generation desktop. Number 4. MSI MPG X570 Gaming Pro Carbon Wi-Fi Motherboard. One area that the X570 has seen big changes is outside of the hardware improvements we'll get to in a moment. With the introduction of PCI Express 4.0, unquestionably the headline feature, the raw cost and parts of the X570 is significantly more than the preceding models. This has meant that we've all had to adjust our mental positioning of the AMD motherboards in our heads and learned that even the cheapest X570 model is now significantly more expensive than budget AMD motherboards of old. Where the MSI MPG X570 Gaming Pro Carbon Wi-Fi comes in, besides being one of the lengthier full-model titles we've seen, is right in the sweet spot of pricing, fitting into the juicy mid-range of the new X570 motherboards and a long way below the all-singing and dancing premium options now available. So yes, it's currently £250. But with the AMD X570 chipset being more expensive, you need to remember that this now counts as an economical option. And number 3. MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi Gaming Motherboard. The MPG Z490 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi represents what I'd call a low to mid-range motherboard in the Z490 lineup. It's not the most expensive offering from MSI or the market as a whole, but it's not the cheapest either. Given that some of these motherboards exceed $700, it's not even to the halfway mark on that. Some of the key features of MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi Gaming Motherboard are supports 10th generation Intel Core, Pentium Gold, Celeron processors for LGA 1200 socket. Supports dual-channel DDR4 memory up to 128GB 4800 MHz. Lightning USB 20G is powered by the ASMedia 3241 USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 controller, offering never-before-seen USB speeds up to 20 gigabits per second from the rear USB Type-C port. Twin-turbo M.2 with M.2 Shield Fraser delivers transfer speeds of up to 32 gigabits per second for ultra-fast SSDs. Onboard 2.5G LAN plus gigabit LAN with Wi-Fi 6 802.11ax. Pre-installed AO shielding for convenience and protection from electrostatic discharge. Number 2 is the Asus ROG Strix X570e Gaming 8X Motherboard. One of the models launched back when X570 was announced is the Asus ROG Strix X570e Gaming. So even though it has been out a while, it has been a popular option and we wanted to test it. Representing the ROG Strix series that caters to the mid-range, It focuses on blending modern aesthetics with RGB, premium controller sets and features. The X570E follows a similar design to the vast majority of its Strix-branded models, with futuristic graffiti across the heatsinks, with RGB LEDs integrated into the rear panel cover and chipset heatsinks. Some of the features of Asus ROG Strix X570E Gaming 8TX motherboard are AMD AM4 socket and P4. 0. The perfect pairing for Zen 3 Ryzen 5000 and 3rd Gen AMD Ryzen CPUs. AuraSync RGB, Asus exclusive AuraSync RGB lighting, including RGB headers and addressable Gen 2 headers. Comprehensive cooling, active PCH heatsink, MOS heatsink with 8mm heat pipe, dual onboard M2 heatsinks and a water pump plus header. Gaming connectivity, supports P4. 0. HDMI 2. 0. DisplayPort 1. 2 and features dual M2 and USB 3. 2 Type A and Type C connectors. Gaming networking, 2. 5G VPS LAN and Intel Gigabit Ethernet with Asus Vanguard, Wi-Fi 6, 802. 11X, with MU-MIMO, and gateway teaming via GameFirst V. Please ensure your BIOS is up to date if installing a compatible Ryzen 5000 series CPU. Visit Asus site, search by motherboard model name, click on Support tab, Drivers and Tools, then BIOS and Firmware to download the latest BIOS. And now our last product is Gigabyte Z490 Aorus Master. Gigabyte Z490 Aorus Master is our top recommended motherboard. For decades, Gigabyte has been one of the mainstays in the motherboard market, with many notable and interesting models throughout the years. With the industry changing to suit trends, the prominence of esports has played a massive part in system design, and what users were accustomed to a decade ago typically used to be more about function than style. In 2017, Gigabyte unveiled its Aorus division, which is officially a Gigabyte subsidiary aimed at gamers. Some important features of Gigabyte Z490 Aorus Master are 14 phases digital VRM with 90A smart power stage. Next generation's VRM cooling fins array and direct touch heat pipe with nanocarbon coating, nanocarbon baseplate shielded stream memory design with tantalum polymer capacitors array, dual-channel non-ECC and buffered DDR4, 4 DIMMs, Intel 2.5B LAN, 3x M.2 Aorus next generation thermal guard, Intel Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5 2x2 with Aorus antennas, AMP-up audio ALC 1220 VB2 with the SS Sabre ES 9118 rear audio DAC. Memory storage capacity is 10,000 terabits. So what is your opinion? Kindly subscribe our channel and click the bell icon to be notified our update video. Thanks for stay with us.